The iconic Parisian Cathedral of Notre Dame, which reopened in December of last year, is projected to welcome 12 million visitors by the end of 2025, potentially overtaking the Eiffel Tower as France's most visited monument.
지난해 12월에 재개관한 프랑스 파리의 유명한 노트르담 대성당의 방문객 수가 올해 말까지 약 1200만 명에 이를 것으로 예상됨에 따라 대성당이 에펠탑을 제치고 프랑스 내 최다 방문 관광지 타이틀을 되찾을 가능성이 커지고 있습니다.
Yeah, can't believe it's been more than 5 years now since that devastating
Fire,
right?
Yeah.
So it reopened last December, and it's quickly become a very popular attraction. I think a lot of people want to see how it's been restored.
Sure.
And so by the end of June, recently, 6 million people have gone to see Notre Dame, and at this pace, at this rate, by the end of the year, they're expecting 12 million to visit, which would overtake the Eiffel Tower, which is, of course, the most iconic landmark in Paris. France, I think itself, Paris is probably the most popular tourist destination in the world in terms of number of visitors. But it's looking like people are visiting the Eiffel Tower less and the Notre Dame Cathedral more.
As of라는 표현이 조금 전에 다른 헤드라인에서도 나왔었는데요. 어떤 시점을 기준으로, so as of the end of June, 6월 말 기준 노트르담 대성당을 방문한 사람의 숫자가 600만 명 정도였다고 합니다. 그래서 이대로라면은 1200만 명 달성하겠네요. 지금 이렇게 내다보고 있는 건데 something is forecast or projected. Let's have a look at that expression along with to welcome.
Yeah, so to project means to forecast, like you just said, right? You're expecting or you're anticipating to welcome something, you're receiving someone as a host.
Yeah.
So France or Paris is the host country or city, usually for people or guests or participants in the future.
Exactly. welcome이라는 게 환영합니다라는 뜻으로만 쓰이는 게 아니라 이렇게 문장 속에서 누군가를 맞이한다라는 의미가 될 수 있는데요. 이제 많은 관광객들을 이 대성당이 맞이할 것으로 거꾸로 얘기를 하자면은 많은 사람들이 대성당을 찾을 것으로 그렇게 예상을 한다. That is projected.
Right, or just simply put, they're expected.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
What about overtaking?
Yeah, when you overtake someone, that means you were behind and you catch up with, or actually you eventually pass someone or something. So literally, if you're in a race or if you're stuck in traffic and you overtake the car ahead of you, you're going in front. But you could also use it figuratively when you overtake someone in position or rank, perhaps.
Overtake. It's one word. O-V-E-R-T-A-K-E. 앞지르다 이런 의미가 되겠죠? 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. The iconic Parisian Cathedral of Notre Dame, which reopened in December of last year, is projected to welcome 12 million visitors by the end of 2025, potentially overtaking the Eiffel Tower as France's most visited monument. Let's move on to the next headline.
Monaco has the highest number of centenarians per capita in the world, with nearly 950 residents aged 100 or older for every 100,000 people, according to an analysis by a UK news outlet.
한 영국 매체의 분석에 따르면 전 세계에서 인구 대비 100세 이상 장수 인구가 가장 많은 나라는 모나코로 인구 10만 명당 950명이 100세 이상인 것으로 집계됐습니다.
Yeah, so Monaco, if you're not familiar, obviously is a very small city-state, right? We call it where it's like Hong Kong, Singapore, where the city itself, maybe not Hong Kong anymore, but where it is itself, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, in Europe, there are many of them. But if you talk about their population, I'm looking at it as of the end of last year, their population is under or below 40,000. But if you talk about per capita, they have a lot of people that are aged 100 or older. The next on the list, coincidentally, here is Hong Kong, Guadeloupe, which is a French territory in the Caribbean, Japan, and Uruguay round out the top 5. There were no centenarians at all in 27 nations, many in Africa and Oceania or Oceania. But overall in the world, there are about 600,000 centenarians, people aged 100 or over.
Let's have a look at that word then. Centenarian. What sort of people are we talking about?
Yeah, like I just said, if you're 100 years old or over, so if you've hit triple digits, we were talking about double digits
Yeah.
earlier, but if you hit triple digits, then you're officially a centenarian.
아, 그래서 우리가 한 세기, 100년을
Yep.
century라고 하는데 100살이 됐을 때는 centenarian이라고 하는군요.
Yeah, the prefix cent, cent, is used, of course. Centimeter is 100 or 100ths of a meter.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. 그렇죠. 1미터를 이제 100으로 나눠서 그거 한 단위를 센티미터라고 하죠. 그다음에 또 미국의 달러의 100분의 1이 1센트고요.
Yes.
그죠? 다 100과 관련된 숫자들입니다.
Right.
CENT, cent.
And just in case you're wondering, super centenarian is anyone aged 110
That's
or
right.
over.
Yeah. 그리고 여기 per capita라는 표현이 나오는데요.
Yep.
1인당이라는 표현으로 우리가 경제 얘기를 할 때, business news 얘기를 할 때는 per capita라고
Yeah.
하고 그냥 친구랑 식사할 때는 우리 1인당 얼마 나왔어? 할 때는 per capita 쓰지 않고요. 그냥
Right.
per person
Per
하면
person.
되죠.
Right. Usually in statistics, we'll use per capita.
That's right.
Yes.
통계에서만 쓰는 표현이라고 보시면 됩니다. 1인당 per capita, C-A-P-I-T-A. Now, what's a news outlet?
Yeah, a news outlet is just any organization or these days platforms, it could be online, offline, that publishes or broadcasts news, whether in print or in video.
맞아요. 네, 뉴스 매체를 말합니다. 그래서 외신이라고 볼 수 있겠고요. 그냥 a news outlet in the UK. 그러면은 영국의 한 뉴스 매체에 의하면은 이러이러하다라는 뜻이 되겠죠.
Right. EBS is also a news outlet because there is
Oh,
EBS News,
okay.
right? On TV, I believe. Yeah.
그래요. When I think of Monaco, I think of Grace Kelly.
Grace Kelly?
Yes.
I think of F1. The Monaco Grand Prix is a very
right.
prestigious sort of race.
There you go. Now we should add many centenarians to
Yeah.
that list as well.
Yeah, it's also a very wealthy
It
country,
is.
right?
Yes, that's right. Let's have a look at this headline one more time. Monaco has the highest number of centenarians per capita in the world, with nearly 950 residents aged 100 or older for every 100,000 people, according to an analysis by a UK news outlet. Here's our final headline.
A wealthy driver in Switzerland could face a fine of up to 90,000 Swiss francs or more than 150 million won after being caught speeding 27 kilometers per hour over the limit in Lausanne.
한 자산가가 스위스 로잔 시내에서 제한 속도를 27km 넘겨 주행하다가 최대 9만 스위스 프랑, 우리 돈으로 약 1억 5천만 원이 넘는 벌금을 물게 될 위기에 처했습니다.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Yeah, so this driver was driving in a 50 kilometer per hour zone at a speed of 77 kilometers per hour.
Can I just stop you just there?
Sure.
Because, I mean, of course, this person was driving way over the speed limit.
Yep.
But this fine seems very hefty.
Yeah, that's because you don't live in countries like this in Europe,
Okay,
where
tell us
they
more.
have this system of where you call it day fines or income-based fines, where it's proportionate to a person's income.
Ah, that's why we had to mention that this person is a wealthy driver.
Yes, so it's a unique system of wealth-based fines, which you see in about half of the European countries, and the rationale or the logic behind it is that if everyone's given a fixed rate, it's not fair. If you're a millionaire or a billionaire, let's say a 10,000 won fine isn't going to affect you as much, and you learn this sort of in business economics, I think, where you do these calculations. If the fine is negligible for my income, then
It seems petty to me, then
Yeah.
maybe I'll...
or
you
the
know,
chances of me getting caught are
Right,
lower.
right.
People are more likely to offend and do these bad things, I guess, like going over the speed limit. But this isn't even a record in Switzerland. There was one instance back in 2010 where a millionaire Ferrari driver received almost $300,000 fine as well. But there are pros and cons to this.
Okay.
Some people argue that everyone is fair under the law or should be equal under the law. But some people say it's just because you speed in a school zone, for
Yeah.
example, if you hit somebody in a school zone, it doesn't mean it should cost more for one person than another. So there are pros and cons to this.
그래요. 자, 스위스, 영어로는 Switzerland. 스위스에서는요, 이렇게 과속을 했다고 해서 일괄된 벌금을 내는 게 아니라 자기 소득 대비 벌칙금이 나올 수 있다고 합니다. 그래서 헤드라인을 언급할 때 한 자산가가 a wealthy driver라는 표현을 굳이 붙인 이유가 바로 그겁니다. 자산이 어마어마하게 많은 사람이다 보니 그 소득 대비 이제 벌칙금이 나온 거죠. 그래서 많게는 우리 돈으로 한 1억 5천만 원까지 낼 수도 있다. 저도 좀 찾아보니까 일단은 이제 일정 금액 지금 당장 먼저 내게 되고요. 그다음에 뭐 한 3년 내로 똑같이 또 과속을 하게 되면은 그거의 몇 배가 되는 돈을 낼 수 있어서 이 총 합이 한 1억 5천만 원 되더라고요.
Yeah, and some cynics will say that millionaires and billionaires don't report income anyways. All their assets are locked in stocks and
interesting.
other equities. So, but in any case,
그래요. This is very interesting. And Switzerland, of course, is another country with a very high per capita GDP.
Yes.
Let's have a look at facing a fine.
Yeah, so when you face a fine, that means you're at risk. You haven't paid the fine yet, but you're at risk or in danger of having to pay this penalty for breaking a law or a rule or a traffic violation.
Yeah, exactly. Fine, F-I-N-E가 여기서는 벌금이에요. fine 하면 우리가 미세하다라는 뜻으로도 잘 알고 있고 fine dust처럼 아니면은 그냥 how are you? I'm fine. 그 fine도 있지만 벌금이라는 뜻의 명사 fine 또 같은 스펠링입니다. 자, 그런데요. 그런 벌금을 물게 된다. 직면하다라는 동사 face 써서 face a fine.
Right. Oh, in Korean, you use myeon, right?
Yes, 직면하다.
right?
Yes.
To face something, you're confronting or dealing with something, right?
그래요. 그래서 face a fine 이런 벌금을 내게 될 수도 있다. 이제 최대 금액으로 봤을 때 9만 Swiss francs가 됩니다. Why is that? Because they were caught.
Yeah. Or to be caught in this case in the
Yeah.
passive voice, right? Where you're discovered or you're apprehended, sort of trapped in a way.
Yeah, exactly. To be
Yeah.
caught speeding까지 붙이게 되면은 과속하다가 걸린 거예요. If you're caught cheating,
Yeah.
그러면은 우리말로 하면은 컨닝, 이게 영어 아니지만 컨닝하다가 걸리다. 그 영어로는 be caught cheating.
Or 외도.
그렇죠.
When you're caught cheating.
맞아요. 치팅에 그런 뜻도
Yes.
있어요. 외도를 하다가 걸리다.
I thought that's what you were going for.
저
but-
그 생각 안 했는데
Right.
같은 단어입니다. 맞네요. 맞아요. 이제 부부간에도 이제 이 단어를 쓸 수 있는데 법적으로 싸움을 하게 될 때, 자 근데 be caught speeding이라고 하면은 과속을 하다가 걸리다 이 뜻이에요. 그래서 그렇게 됐기 때문에 이런 벌금을 물게 됐다. 근데 이 운전자가요, 해당 운전자가 한 8년 전에도 그때도 과속 운전을 해서 큰 벌금을 낸 적이 있더라고요. 이만큼은 아니었지만 그때도 몇 천만 원 정도에
Okay.
해당되는 벌금을 냈었는데 이제 앞으로는 과속 안 하시기를 좀 당부를 드려야 될 것
Hopefully
같아요.
this is a deterrent.
왜 이렇게 계속
right?
뉴스에 나오면 안 되겠잖아요.
Yeah, repeat offender.
그러면
Come
안
on.
됩니다. 네네.
Slow
repeat offender. What does that mean?
Yeah, that means you're offending the same thing over and over, more than
맞아.
once.
네, 굉장히 좋은 표현이죠. 똑같은 이 경우에는 범죄라고 할 수 있나요? 과속 운전하는 거.
It's not criminal. It's a
크리미널은
traffic
아닌데.
violation, right? But
똑같은 그런 잘못을 계속
Yeah.
반복했을 때 repeat offender라고 합니다. 자, 그러면 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. A wealthy driver in Switzerland could face a fine of up to 90,000 Swiss francs or more than 150 million won after being caught speeding 27 kilometers per hour over the limit in Lausanne. All right, that's it for our 5 headlines this morning with Shane Harm.